Okay, mate, so if we look at these setups, key thing we were talking about yesterday was your shoulder alignment. Direction your shoulders need to be pointing at address, or the feeling for you at address is going to be way to the right. If we look at the left-hand video now, as the club is setting up there, everything else for the most part, feet, knees, hips and shoulders are feet, knees and hips are good, but as I said, the shoulders going a little bit to the left. The reason we can tell that as the club goes back to about a couple of feet there from the body, you can see now about this point, I would say maybe a little bit there, shoulders, hips, knees and feet are all in line. So that club's gone back a couple of feet, which means your shoulders have rotated, which means they've rotated to a square position. Now, the feeling for you, as I said, the shoulders are going way to the right there. We can see the logo now on your chest, just about visible, but what it felt to you was way to the right of this van. But in reality, once you put your hand on the golf club and sort of adjusted yourself and got comfortable, we can see here now a pretty square shoulder position. The right arm now nicely underneath your left arm. If we look at the one on the left hand, so now you see how your right arm is covering that left arm. So much better position, all much more lined up together. And from here, the one thing we will notice now, club face is much more under control. You've got a much more controlled face as you swing that golf club. Top of the backswing, excellent. Still pretty good. Maybe a little bit longer, which is interesting. But in still terms of club face, very, very good. Now, path, as we said, is dictated by the shoulders. If the shoulders were open to start with, as you start coming back down now into impact, you can see where that club is tracking from. Your shoulders now here, I would say, aiming left of target, and therefore that club now is going to be going across to the left. So that right shoulder very much forward, pulling that golf ball to the left. Now, depending on your club control, is dependent on whether you're going to let that club come back and drift it back to target, or whether it just goes straight left. It'll be a good strike because you've been striking the ball really, really well, but it'll be a 10 or 15 yard miss to left. If we look at the right hand one, go back to that path impact position there. You look at the right hand one now, because your shoulders were squarer, the arms are able to drop down much better. Club now getting into an absolutely awesome position here. As we come into impact now, look at that path into the golf ball. That, as I said to you on the range yesterday, was probably one of your top 5 best swings I've ever seen you make. A lot less tucked up and cramped as we come through impact. Your right shoulder, you hit the golf ball now, you can still see your left arm. So that shows your shoulders now perfectly square to impact, ball flying away, and just a good release through to target. Nice and balanced. So get that sensation at address. When you stand the golf ball, have your right hand off the club like so, and get that feeling your shoulders are aiming way out to the right. As we said, they'll feel like they're going over here. In reality, they're more there, and then when the right hand comes on, they'll come back to perfectly square. So keep working on that shoulder alignment, mate. Really, really pleased with the progression you're making now. Hit some golf balls on the range, and I will catch up with you soon. Cheers, buddy.